Welcome to Something to Talk About. The show where I'm barely prepared. So if you've never been here before, this is a non-edited, one-take, kind of scripted. I like to improv a lot, so I have a little bit of a script, and besides that, I just go. And my name is Taco. This is my second of these character ones. If you haven't watched Flemont Brax, check out Flemont Brax. This guy's got a lot less going on than Flemont, so it might be a shorter video, but I love him so much. So what these are my deep dives into characters who will probably never make it into House of the Dragon or into Game of Thrones. They're very tertiary, very small characters, and characters who you'll probably never see fan art of, or, you know, they don't get their own Reddit pages. I wanted to call them one-paragraph characters, but Flemont Brax is a lot more than one paragraph. This guy doesn't. This guy is absolutely my favorite, literally one-paragraph character. And this guy is Guy Lostin. I fell in love with this dude for the one paragraph he got, and I've been obsessed with him. I love him. He's never going to be on a show. Maybe one background of him if they ever do like a Maegor the Cruel event. But I love him, and we'll get to that. This episode's just going to be me gushing about this dude who we know nothing about. So let's talk about Guy Lostin. Guy Lostin is a character from Fire and Blood. And he's around in one scene in Fire and Blood, and it's right after Maegor the Cruel comes back after his brother died, King Aenys, and he takes the throne from his nephew, Aegon the Uncrowned. So he then has to go challenge the Faith Militant, because there's the Faith Militant uprising going on at the time, and he does a trial of 7, and he needs 7 people, and he asks the crowd. And one of the people is Guy Lostin, who is a knight. And all right, let's just get into why I love this guy. So there's no art of him, and he's from House Lostin, which has a big bat is the sigil. So I went with Fat Batman as my picture. So here's Guy Lostin. He's called Guy the Glutton. He's a big old man, and I love that. As kind of a chubby chubster myself, I have this love for this idea of he's a knight, like he still fights. He's not bad at what he does. Maybe. I mean, he's only been in one fight as we know him, and he dies. But I mean, spoilers. But I like to feel like he still can hang, even though he's a little thick around the waist. Let's get into the trial of 7. So this is just all the combatants. So on Maegor's side, you have Maegor, and then you have Dick Bean, who is the first. He's just a man-at-arms, and he's the first guy to say, hey, let's stand up for our king. So he's a man-at-arms for the Targaryens. He's just this old man, and you don't really know anything about Dick Bean. Maybe he's not an old man, but he's not a knight. And then after Dick Bean kind of shames everybody for not defending their king, which it's Maegor the Cruel. I'm glad no one just immediately jumped into it. Guy Lostin's one of the guys who, is like, all right, yeah, this do we want to be shamed by a Dick Bean? So Sir Brainard Brune also joined along with Bram. That's your name? Bram of Blackhall, Rayford Rosby, and Guy Lostin, Arban, and then Lucifer Massey. So they all say slain right next. I'm not going to read all the Faith Militant, all right? If you guys want me to do a video on just Maegor's Trial of 7, I mean, I'm sure people have them, but I will if you guys really want me to. So everybody dies in this. You see slain next to everybody except for Maegor the Cruel. So Maegor the Cruel is the only one who survives out of all 14 combatants. And he's really messed up. He takes a really big hit, and he immediately goes down, and he spends his first couple months, ruling in bed. right? But Guy Lostin's one of them who stands up for him and then dies. But everybody dies, okay? I don't think that means that Guy Lostin's a bad knight, okay? Get that out. Get that out of here. Get that out of your head. Let's talk about him. So this is art by Shadows Theater on I got it on DeviantArt. So I just typed in Fat Knight. It's like I said, there's gonna be no pictures of Guy Lostin because he's only one paragraph. And in that paragraph, he's described as a hugely fat knight, according to one character or chronicler. When he was cut open during the fight, the remains of 40 half-digested pies spilled out of his belly. That's it. That's why I love him. I love the, like, Bugs Bunny cartoony of this. Like, I don't think of it like, you know, he gets his belly cut open and just, like, remains of blueberry and crust comes out. I like the idea of, like, literally half pies. Like 40 half pies, like, just spill out of it. And I know that's not reality. It's some, like, Bugs Bunny cartoon. But it's so funny. It's so goofy. Just in the middle of this big fight. And he's like, Lord! Just pies fly out of this guy. That's why I love Guy Lostin. He's just hanging out, eating pies, defending his king. 40 pies? 40 pies? You know, that's a lot of pies. That would take up your entire kitchen. And dude's like, I'm going to eat those. I got a fight coming up. Probably didn't even know there was a fight that day. I mean, no one knew. But still, there's Guy Lostin. Why am I so oddly obsessed with this is all we know about him? I don't know. Maybe it's the kinship of being a chubby guy, being looked down on as a chubby guy. Or it's just the goofy cartooniness of George writing of just 40 pies flying out of this dude. He defended a crap king. He was a big old fat guy. I love him. So that's Guy Lostin. I hope you enjoyed this. It's just a little deep dive into shallow characters. So, like I said in my Flemmet Brax one, if you have any idea or if you have a suggestion for a the smaller the better characters for me to cover, please let me know and I will do that. I'll do that for you. Please keep in mind, though, I'm looking for very obscure characters. So if you're like, hey, why don't you do one on I said Brienne last time. Why don't you do one on Great John Umber? Because Great John Umber has a lot. I'm not looking for for people who you know, like actually meet. I'm looking for the background characters from all of the books. It can even be from Dunk and Egg, all the way through Fire and Blood, through the Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire books proper. So if you have a suggestion, let me know. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I will be doing a lot more of these little character dives. So I've been doing my every character's Pokemon type vids, and I'm going to take a small break from those because I just want to talk about Ice and Fire for a while, and I want to bring attention to these little characters nobody knows about. So there you guys go. If you've not liked and subscribed, please do. Leave a comment of a character who you want me to follow or cover, and if I don't, I'm sorry. But I will try to if they fit the criteria of being really obscure. That's all I got. So, like, be good people. Have a good one.